On this show, as entrepreneurs, we often talk about the courage it takes to start something from scratch. Every successful brand begins with a vision, a purpose, and someone willing to take a chance on an idea. And while every founder's journey is different, many share the same determination to overcome obstacles, innovate, and build something meaningful from the ground up. That's why I always enjoy hearing founder stories, because behind every product is a real person who has invested time, energy, and passion into building something meaningful. Walmart is helping customers discover products from thousands of small brands while giving founders opportunities to grow, reach new communities, and share the stories behind their businesses. By making it easier to discover these brands, Walmart helps connect customers with innovative products and the entrepreneurs whose passion, resilience, and creativity help bring them to market. So whether you're an entrepreneur yourself or a dream driver looking to be inspired, it's exciting to see more opportunities for small brands to be discovered. Visit walmart.com to learn more about the small brands and founder stories available in your community.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Listeners, will you accept this rose? We are here to tell you about Bachelor Happy Hour, the one and only Bachelor podcast hosted by Becca Kufrin, a Bachelor Nation fan favorite and a girl who loves corgis and sweatpants.
Clayton Echard, the star of this season's The Bachelor, is looking for love, and his journey of finding a wife will soon be coming to an end.
Warner Brothers' Bachelor Happy Hour has exclusive interviews and episode recaps like you won't find anywhere else every single week.
From the happy couple at the end of it all to these women who go home empty-handed after the rose ceremony, Bachelor Happy Hour is where you'll find them first.
The show covers it all, how the broken-hearted women who were sent home feel, what really goes on in the Bachelor Mansion when cameras aren't rolling, and this season's Shrimp Gate and everything in between.
Becca and Bachelor Nation are closely following Clayton as he makes his way through these last few weeks. From hometown visits and meetings, families, to the highly anticipated fantasy suites and the final rose ceremony. Becca will be right there offering insight that only a former bachelorette can provide.
All that's to say, if you watch The Bachelor, then Bachelor Happy Hour is a must listen.
You're about to hear a preview of Bachelor Happy Hour. While you're listening, follow Bachelor Happy Hour on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, or you can listen ad-free by subscribing to Wondery Plus in Apple Podcast or the Wondery app.
I do want to ask you one thing, though, in terms of Clayton and the final goodbye between him and Susie. I know that many people are going to have a lot of opinions on how he handled things, on how Susie handled things. I feel like it will be a house divided very, very soon. In the way that Clayton handled that goodbye, though, do you think he did well? Do you think his actions were justified? Like, how do you think he did in that moment?
I thought he did well. I actually really thought he did well. I feel like Susie's last comment of, I wish this could have been handled better with more kindness. I think she was probably being a little idealistic going to that breakup, thinking that it was going to be smooth sailing and she was going to go home and they were going to hug and wish each other well. But I think I would have handled it somewhat similarly to Clayton. I think he was very direct. I don't think he was disrespectful. And I think what Susie wished is it could have been nicer and calmer, but I think that's not fair because she's the one breaking up with Clayton. And he has the right to question her and be angry and be frustrated, just as any normal human being feels when they're being broken up with. Mm-hmm. What did you think?
I mean, I definitely agree with that, but I also have to keep in mind I've been on both sides. Like, I've been in Clayton's position where I've been broken up with and very, very shocked and blindsided where I didn't know how to react. And again, like, I mean, we all saw the breakup between me and Ari where I was just pissed and I was like, get the F out, get the F out. So I understand Clayton's approach to that because I was in his position. I was the same way. And I also have been on the other side where I've been the one to break up and to end relationships with people. And, you know, it's never like, you never know how to prep for that. Like, you never know how to like handle somebody because you don't know what they're going to be feeling. And like, I have to then think about like when I broke up with Thomas in Paradise, which doesn't even seem like a thing anymore because him and I are great now. Like, he also was very upset and walked away, and I was stuck in this position of like, okay, do I go after him and like try to explain myself more, or do I let him go and, you know, be free and move on? Like, it's like this weird disconnect where like you're like, yeah, I was the one doing this, but now I don't know what to do and I feel terrible.
I can relate to that.
But yeah, I don't want to like invalidate anyone's feelings because what the other person is feeling is very valid. So
100%. I think the biggest issue with it, for me at least, was, and like I actually did have sympathy for Susie in this situation of I could tell she had made up her mind but also wanted to talk more. And like I think she was trying to get it to a place where they could end on a positive note, which like I can absolutely understand wanting that. But I think Clayton was basically standing there like, you've made up your mind. There's no like fighting for this or convincing you otherwise. So what is there more to say? Because you're not saying you're going to like talk this through and like work this through with me. So he's probably thinking like, I already feel, I just sat here, told you I was in love with you and then got broken up with in return. Like he's probably hurting. And I think the best thing was for that convo to end because I think it only could have gone downhill from there.
Yeah. And there's only so much you can say, especially in that situation where she already did pretty much make up her mind and he knew that. You're not going to want to stand outside in the freezing cold in Iceland and keep saying the same thing over and over. There's a point where you won't get anywhere. It's not a good look for anyone. And sometimes you just have to let bygones be bygones and go. And so I think that's where he was at. And he also probably knew after this, like, oh, shit, I have a long night ahead of me of interviews and going through all of the emotions of a heartbreak and whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes next week. I truly feel for Clayton in this moment. I know he's going to probably get a lot of backlash again, probably much more hate. But in this situation, I feel like he was very justified in feeling hurt and reacting in the way that he did.
Yeah. I hope... I just hate that we watch this and have to think about the hate that they're going to get. Because as much as, like, I had a lot of criticism for Susie in today's episode, I still can have sympathy for the fact that, like, she was struggling and vulnerable. And I don't necessarily, like, agree with some of her choices that she made. But, like, to think that she's potentially going to get so much hate and, like, angry, awful DMs, and, like, so will Clayton, and just, like, a moment of pain and emotion and vulnerability that it's going to get aired on TV just makes me sad that, like, that's a part of their journey.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, too, because, I mean, for us as podcasters, we have to look at this objectively and just give our opinions, and that's what this is. We're not speaking poorly of anyone and not trying to judge how they handle the situation. It's just giving our thoughts and feedback of, you know, if we were in that position, how would we react? What would we do? And so, again, like, this is, I know for everyone watching, yes, it's a TV show, but, like, this is real life for these people. Like, Clayton was hurting, Susie was hurting. It was a rough week for both of them, and no one is perfect. No relationship is perfect. And so just go easy on everyone, because ultimately at the end of this, everyone's just trying to find more of who they are and their person in life. And so just allow them to do that. It's like, you know, once the show's done, let it live there on the TV and not on your fingertips behind a phone screen.
Yeah, if you want to talk shit about their breakup this week, call your mom, call your best friend, call your partner and vent on the phone, because imagine your breakup was filmed and aired on television. I'm sure people would have a lot to say about my behavior, about Becca's behavior, about, well, I mean, they did. They did. And about your behavior.
You just heard a preview of Bachelor Happy Hour. Listen to the rest of the episode wherever you get your podcasts.